Pakistan, and containers have been placed in front of the roads leading to the US consulates in Karachi and Lahore following violent demonstrations across Pakistan against the United States and Israel's attacks on Iran. Of course, we are seeing the kind of volatility that this has sparked in the entire region, and of course this is going to have an impact back home and closer to home as well. Now let's just talk about what is happening in Pakistan for the moment. We saw yesterday as well that in the US consulate in Pakistan, the kind of bloodbath that we saw yesterday, where it claimed the lives of some 10 protesters who barged in, and Aman was bringing us all the details on that as well. Aman, if you could just take us through what we're looking at right now.
These are the pictures put out by AFP, and we all know how the Pakistan protesters stormed the consulate in Karachi, the US consulate. Over 10 people were killed in those bloody protests. The visuals we brought yesterday, and today these are pictures put out by AFP on how security has increased outside the consulates in both Karachi and Lahore. The US, look how these containers have been put in front of the US embassy in Karachi as well as Lahore to stop any protesters from entering here. This is the level of security which has been enhanced, because US has been extremely concerned about the security of its consulates, because there have been repeated threats to the consulates in Peshawar, to the consulates in Lahore, Karachi, as well as the main US embassy in Islamabad. This is one of the pictures which has been put out. This is the other picture of how these protesters have been reaching these embassies and consulates of the US with these posters calling Trump the world's biggest terrorists are America and Israel. That's what the Jamaat-e-Islami. These are pictures from Peshawar about the Pakistani protesters reaching there, along with calling Donald Trump a war criminal. You can see more pictures here. These are from Karachi, where heavy security deployment is there. Outside, you can see these containers which have been put to block the way of any person going across towards the US embassy. And look at this picture. Look at this, how this container has been parked right in front of the road to stop any movement towards the US consulate in Karachi and Lahore. These are pictures put out by AFP just now about how enhanced security measures have been put in place in most of the US consulates to stop any untoward incident, because there is a real threat. US embassies have been the target of missiles in other parts in the Middle East, while in Pakistan they are the target of the Shia protesters who are actually accusing the US of starting this war and killing the supreme leader of Iran and the top Shia leader, Ali Khamenei.
Absolutely, Aman, and in fact, as the United States tries to make up its mind over what the end game and what the end goal is, now they are saying it's the complete destruction of its naval assets and its nuclear facilities. Earlier, they did say that the goal was regime change, so they're still trying to figure that out. That being said, of course, it also is the time to really focus on what Ayatollah Ali Khamenei meant for many people. You have to talk about that as well, and this is the result of that we're seeing right now.
Well, absolutely. You see, we have seen these protesters in India as well. Yesterday, we seen them in Jammu and Kashmir, though largely it has been peaceful. There are a few stone pelting incidents yesterday in Srinagar, but the Indian government has been keeping a very close eye. In fact, the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has also appealed to the centre and to the J&K police that there should be no force exercised on these protesters, because they're in a way venting their grief, and they should allow the people to grieve. So in India, the situation is under control. The intelligence agencies are keeping a close watch. We don't want any inflammatory slogans to happen.
Right.
That is what is being impressed upon the police authorities of various states like Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, as well as J&K.
Thank you so much for that, Aman. Of course, so this is what we're tracking here in the newsroom as well. There is a larger conversation here about what the supreme leader of Iran, he was also a spiritual leader, a papal figure, if I may, and what he symbolizes for many people across the globe, in light of which we are seeing the kind of reactions that we've been getting right now. Remember yesterday in Pakistan, the kind of scuffle that broke out in the US consulate, which resulted in the deaths of 10 people. In light of that, today we're seeing heightened security in the consulates in Karachi and Lahore. They've used these containers to barricade the roads leading up to these consulates, and we will continue to discuss the impact of what's happening in West Asia, of course in West Asia and beyond. So let me just come back here, Akanksha. So this is what we are seeing, the heightened tension in Pakistan.
On that note, let me